Okay, and we're back. Okay, so just now I had a collab. Okay, but no worries about that. Okay, so this time I'm looking at Honzuki no Gekokujou. Okay, so to tell the truth, right now it's on the third season. Okay, and I watched the other two seasons. Okay, I say that at first I didn't watch it. Okay, during season one. Okay, like in the middle, like maybe around episode 9, 10, I started, like to check it out, okay? Because there is like some sort of buzz around it, okay? But it's not a huge buzz, but still a little bit of buzz. So I checked it out. And let me say, I was not disappointed, okay? But, I do get a bit burned out because like it's not coming out fast enough. That's the biggest problem, okay? The pacing is quite well, and if you watch it, you understand what I mean. Okay, especially when you watch this as a binge, this is really great. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about Honzuki no Gekokujou. Okay, Honzuki no Gekokujou. Well, in English, it's called Ascendance of the Bookworm. Okay, it's about Motos Urano. Okay, so she she's an introverted girl. Okay, basically like I wouldn't say like a hiki comedy level, but it's just like she doesn't like to talk with people. Okay, and she basically, you know, roughly, if you want me to compare it, this is probably like Genjitsu Shugi Yusha. Okay, where both of them uh they are not particularly attached to the previous world, and they are both about to become adults, and they got isekai. Okay, in fact, you also want to be a librarian, something like that. Okay, now now both of them this time it's just her. Okay, she got isekai. Okay, because it seems like she died somehow. Okay, and her soul somehow landed in the isekai world. Okay, and that world is basically, you can imagine, a medieval era. Okay, and they really try to set in the medieval era. Maybe not the dark ages with all the inquisition, because in this world magic is prevalent. Okay, and magic is, how should I say this, also associated with power and nobility. Okay, now, so she got reincarnated here. I won't say reincarnated. It's like she possessed somebody. And it was like when she woke up, she's already like a young child, not like literally from birth. Okay, so she became mine. Okay, so this mine girl. Okay, as you can see in the middle there. Okay, she's the one with the book. Okay, blue color hair girl. She's a physically weak girl. Okay, and the fact that she's physically weak. Okay, it also like helps along with the development of the character, the story as well. Okay, it's not only to pay lip service. Okay, and okay, so even though that she's weak. Okay, it's no surprise if she died the next day. Okay, even the family thinks something like that. Okay, but since she now is inside this body, the only thing that keep her going is her passion for books. She's basically a book. Okay, now we're gonna, oops, sorry about that. Where's my geek night? Okay, wait, what? Okay, sorry. I didn't click on the button. Okay, and that's why this happens. Okay, like, well, minor technical issue. Okay, okay. So the one thing that you need to know is that Honzuki no Gekokujou really pays close attention to the relationship they have, especially the families and the friends. Okay, now Urano, which is now mine. Okay, she at first she doesn't like the fact how this world feels or exists. Okay, is the fact that it is the medieval era. Think about it. If you suddenly get thrown, with all the comfort of the present day world, if you get to live that, you're probably like, it's not the best thing, and you want to go back as soon as possible. Okay, you can think about how Suguha as well. Okay, when he got traveled back in time, and and he just want to get back because it's too inconvenient, something like that. Okay, and so the biggest thing, well, other than books uh that kept her going, is that she have a mother back in her real world. So she felt guilty for leaving her like that. Okay, she did die in like I would say a freak accident where she's buried by the books that she loved. Okay, but at least now when she's in the new world, she's blessed with friends and family who cared for her. Back then, she only had her mother, so it's not saying that she forgot her. It's just saying that she 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 have more people that she can rely on here. Okay, and each of them love them in their own way. Okay, and after realizing that, she accepted her identity as mine, and she started living it. She started to enjoy it. Okay, and she think of it as a second shot in life, which nobody can. Which is a pretty hard thing to believe that you know getting a second shot in life is really amazing, and she accepted it and she go through it. Okay, now the next part I want to talk about is the world. Okay, this anime really really did well with world building. Why? Because like I said, it start off with her being weak. Okay, and she's always bedridden. She's always too weak to get out of bed. Okay, so like most of the in the beginning part, okay, when she is still young and stuff, she's always stuck in her room. Like I say, she was bedridden most of the time. Okay, she was bedridden, and so the world that we see is basically her house. Okay, her apartment. Okay, not as in like a literal house, something like an apartment, like a dorm with different different families on different floors. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the map of the city, where I would say a huge portion. Let me take out my cursor. I would say a huge portion of this, okay, of the story, like in the beginning. If I'm not wrong, if considered by episode, like first 4 or 5 episodes, four, close around 4, we are basically just revolve around this house here. Okay, and it's quite scary because if the smaller the world is, the more detailed you have to be, because how are you going to spend time explaining the world? Okay, and looking at it that way, we learn a bit more about, okay, this place is in a low income area. They're not properly maintained. They talk about the smell. Okay, about they throw out their wastewater out the window, even though they are living in like 3rd or 4th floor or something like that. So all of that comes into play. Okay, and it paints a picture of the world. Okay, and then when she gets older, she gets a bit healthier. Okay, but she's not healthy, girl. She just gets healthier. Okay, and basically, like, she's allowed to go out into the market. She's allowed. Okay, and then we get to see the market, and then later on, she trained hard enough. Then later they start to go to the gate because that's where the father is, and then go to the outside of the gate, okay, in the forest to play and stuff. Okay, so she gets to explore the world. Okay, in a sense, city. Okay, because we haven't went out of it yet. Okay, and even though you can see that it's big, if you think about city, it shouldn't be big. Okay, but if you're living there, you get the feeling that it's big. Okay, and most of the since we're living in we're seeing it from her perspective, and if she hardly is separated from the family, like we can see how the people of the lower class, okay, they how they make a living, how they live their life. Okay, so for example, like uh what do they do? Okay, what do people around them do? Okay, so those kind of things, and what's their opinion towards the other member of society, all of those things comes into play. Okay, so the world building is real solid. And then the next thing I want to talk about is technology. Now, this is the Middle Ages. Okay, the anime is set in the Middle Ages with magic elements. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we've taken for granted that you know that we've taken for granted that these people really need. Okay, like just by having a small thing, it's like going to be a huge leap of technology. Okay, and so for example, okay, in the anime we see like a couple of things. So for example, the ink and the printing press. Okay, because she is a bibliophile bookworm. Okay, and she starts to focus about more on this because she just want to read more books. Okay, and for them, okay, she made the printing press. She started with ink first. Okay, because uh if I'm not wrong, in this world there's like only like maybe one or two max type of ink and stuff. Okay, and by making that, she opened a possibility that there can be different type of inks. Okay, and if you want to go on further, the ink can also be used to make art, and or further the literature or knowledge, etc. Okay, and then the game changer, like printing press. Okay, printing press is if you ask me, it's like one of the technology in our even in our timeline. Okay, it's a huge game changer because it allows books to be printed for, I won't say cheap, I would say available to everybody. Okay, so when that happened, okay, think about it in real life, is that if you don't have a printing press, how are you going to make books? Easy, somebody have to write them. That's why books back then, they are considered like, you know of course the literacy rate is one thing. Okay, but the book itself, it worth a lot. Okay, and like these people, they say that it's book worth a lot. Like they even treated it with like decorating with jewels, decorating it with gold. For us nowadays, they will be called crazy if you want to decorate it like that. Okay, so for mine, okay, who knows how to like make this technology happen, okay, she attracted a lot of attention. Okay, normally, these business minded ones who want to exploit her. Okay, but she have people around her to protect, so we don't need to worry much about that. Okay, now next I'm gonna talk about magic. Well, even though like for us magic is amazing and we want to see more of it, but in this anime, in this story, it hardly happened. Okay, uh and I think like that's kind of like a healthy way, because I don't want everything to be solved with magic. So like, for example, oh, we don't have enough, we are cold, let's make a fire. We are, oh my god, I'm thirsty, use magic and make water come out of nowhere. For all of that, okay, it shows uh that magic is taken lightly. But here, um only the nobles and the rich and the powerful have magic, so it's considered as very precious. Like, we're not even introduced to magic until the end of season 1. Okay, now, and we also found out that one of the reason that could be for Mind's condition, like she's weak and stuff, okay, is because she have a high amount of mana and she can't discharge that mana. Okay, so if she don't discharge, think about it. It's like a battery that keep on charging. Okay, if it doesn't have an outlet, or it's like if the source is not cut off, it's just gonna grow. Okay, so another thing that you can imagine is like a balloon that you'll keep on pumping with air. Sooner or later, okay, something needs to happen, whether it stopped, okay, or it's gonna burst. That's it. So that's why you know they're faced with something I would say scary by the end of the first season. Okay, and one of the few ways for them to discharge it is by going to the church. Okay, and magic magic and the church is closely related. Okay, and because of that, the church holds a great power in the country, like political power, or even raw power itself, like their own strength and the influence that it carries. Now, we in the third season, we're probably gonna see more of it. Okay, so season one, end of season one, we introduced to the church. Season two, I would say 50-50 about church, but season three, we are gonna see a lot of it. Okay, it's not. I haven't read the manga yet, but from what implies, we're gonna see a lot of it um because now she have to live in the church for some time, because I'm not going to spoil it, okay, but this time, most of the time, she's going to live, because before this, she's a part of the church, but she keep on like commuting to it. Okay, so yeah, and in the church there's a lot of things. Okay, like for example, in season 2 we are introduced with orphans, we're introduced with new characters, all of this. Okay, and things are gonna be even worse because there's like different factions in it. Okay, and since mine is going to be dead throughout winter, okay, alone in a sense, she's gonna face some quite a hard time. Okay, because after she's a young girl, and well, I won't say she's a young girl because she lived through that. Okay, but you get the point. Okay, and also that since she always had her family up until now, being separated with them is a real huge thing for her, huge blow. Okay, now my final thoughts on Honzuki no Gekokujou. Without a doubt, it's well paced. Okay, but I also understand why they have to like cut it by season, because these people most probably like don't want to waste money, like spending money on anime that may or may not flop or be a hit. Okay, most probably it's the flop thing. Okay, so I do see that, but I kind of like get a bit burn out. Okay, trying to chase it every single week. But if I binge watch it, I'll have no problem. But I don't have the I won't say ability, I won't say the passion to like chase it every single week. I'll try, but it's not on my like, oh, I must watch it, since it's going to be released on Monday morning. Okay, like Monday morning, Tuesday morning. Like, oh, let's watch it, okay, when it's released. I don't have that urge, but like maybe I'll catch it up. Okay, maybe I'll catch it up during the weekend. Something like that. Okay? So that's why Honzuki no Gekokujou this season, the magic kind of wore off a bit for me. But I'm still looking forward to it, okay? Maybe I'll watch it together. Like if in between I get bored, I'm probably gonna like keep all of it and then binge watch at the end. Something like that. Okay? And I really wish that this anime deserves some love, because we keep on getting isekai stuff, but we're not getting any good quality isekai. And Honzuki no Gekokujou, people kind of forget it's an isekai, but because it doesn't deal with super like power fantasy. This is just like, if you ask me, the depiction of what happens here, it's much more believable than the power isekai, like for example, like, oh, use magic and stuff. So it's much more believable, and it's kind of sad. I just want people to know more about the anime. Okay, now, so that's it about Honzuki no Gekokujou. So this is my plan for this week. Okay, so tomorrow I'm not playing stream as usual because on Thursday I need to wake up early. Okay, and I'll be playing Edge of Eternity on Thursday. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe 10:30. Okay, maybe 10:30. 11 is just a bit too much. Okay, and Friday I'll be playing Edge of Eternity as well, but I'll start at 10. Okay, and Saturday I'll be playing Trishingura. Maybe I'll slide in Edge of Eternity, depending on if I have work that I need to do. Okay, on Sunday I'll be having meme with Nashiki, the one that I just collab earlier today, and Kyushingra again at night, maybe 10 p.m. See how it goes. Okay, and Monday Edge of Eternity, and next week we're gonna do Kaguya-sama. Okay, wa Kokura Setai. So, and that's also in the third season, if I'm not wrong. So, in a sense, it is kind of established. So there's not much surprises. Okay? So yeah, that's it for today's Geek Night. Okay? If you like what I'm doing with Geek Night, you can subscribe to the channel, you can like and share, and you can comment on the videos. Okay? If you're free, you can join me live. Okay? I also have other streams as well. Most prevalently is my novel night, where I'll be playing visual novel. Okay? Currently I'm playing Trishingura, and I'm not saying that we are almost done. It's like I at least have 2 or 3 more streams to go, if you ask me. So like this week, I'll definitely like I think this week like I'll be at the final stages of it. Okay, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next. Okay, I can buy the chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5 of it, but I'll leave it for later. Okay, maybe I'll see how. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Anything, I'll see you on Thursday. Okay, so yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.